as a society, as a culture, as, a family, all of that sort of thing, often our system is in what I refer to as the trauma field. We are so attracted to all of the traumas of the past, all of the things that haven't been spoken, all of the things that have, not been resolved, all of those sorts of things. We're so attracted to it and we're loyal to it because others didn't look at it, others didn't talk about it, others didn't deal with it. And so therefore we're actually feeling it, remembering it, playing it out because others didn't. So that's an absolute yes, yes, yes. That is what we do. Because our system, we can feel that our system hasn't resolved this piece and, or it keeps playing out. And usually there's someone in the system that comes along who feels it deeply, shows up in their life, replays it out in their life, something happens. And, usually they're the ones that are attracted to this kind of work. So what happens is when you get to that point when you go, you know what, I can see that, but I'm choosing something else, because as much as there's lots of trauma and lots of dysfunction and lots of unresolved stuff, there's also lots of strength and lots of goodness in our system as well. But for some reason, we first get attracted to all of the other stuff, and sometimes it feels disloyal, like we're not loyal, if we actually want to step into the other stuff. So a couple of things that you can do is, one, recognize that that's absolutely the movement. There's a point where we get to to realize that we've been basically living in the trauma field, living in the quicksand, and we're deciding to step out of it, which doesn't mean that we don't recognize that things happened and that there's stuff that's going on. The difference is, though, we can stand on, let's say, solid ground and see it, but we don't have to jump in the quicksand and be in it. That is the difference. Yeah, so it's still recognizing those things happened, and yes, it was, tragic, or lots of people lost their lives, or lots of people struggled, or whatever it is. But the difference is when you can stand really kind of in your essence, in true to who you are, and realize it happened, but it's over there, and I don't have to step into it to recognize what happened. You can still have the same level of shifts without having to be in it. Does that make sense? Because it's a different level of being in it. So the difference then becomes is, one, what you can do is when you notice something that shows up, let's say in your physical body, you can check, is this mine? And just do an internal check. Because if you're really open and porous, it can be difficult because you're going to get exhausted really quickly and it's not sustainable. So what you want to be able to do is to be able to recognize, okay, this person's really going through a lot, or my family or my system or, my child or whoever it is going through stuff, but I don't have to jump in with them. I can stand here and recognize, is this mine? And then if it's not, what you want to do is you want to recognize that it's not yours and it's over there, it's someone else's. And sometimes just the acknowledgement, and if you've got big stuff in your system, and especially, there's a lot going on in the world at the moment, what you can do sometimes, because sometimes you can't do anything about what happened. It happened. All you can do sometimes is just bow to the fate of those who suffered. I used to do this a lot, almost like every day. It was a little ritual that I did. I'd bow to my system and I'd ask them to please smile upon me if I did it differently.